can go ahead and spawn in. Let's see, since I have to head over to Mosque, do you guys want to just do a platoon brief real quick with your guys?
Can't see shit.
Everybody knows the plan, right?
Yeah. Make sure
Alright, I'm sending Revy to
Alright, and welcome everyone to Squad Ops Wednesday event. Tonight we're playing Operation Nitro. I will be commentating tonight. I am Rose Dragon 7. I'm joined in the background by Shadowed Ritual, who'll be handling the stream stuff, giving you the multiple camera views, and helping me kind of figure out where the action's at so we get you the best coverage of this event. This event's pretty straightforward. Essentially, the U.S. have been ordered to enter the Cora Valley and push up to a bomb maker's location and take out his workshop or go find the bomb maker himself. Along the way, they've been ordered to build a COP somewhere to provide a defensible location after they complete their objective. And it's a pretty fun one. This is actually one of my favorite operations, and it's been a crowd favorite since it was introduced last year.
No, why does everybody think this?
It's really interesting that this is a dark night op. So we've actually, for my camera view, have turned up the gamma a little bit so you can see a little better. But for everyone else, it is very, very dark out there. So it's really quite a lot of fun. You're never really sure what happens around the next corner, and it's always an entertaining operation.
That's Nova.
Right now, the U.S. command is just getting everyone sorted out. He's having each squad do kind of some initial checks, check their weaponry, and they're also doing individual briefs for their squads. Well, the command himself starts out on the west with part of his ranger group.
Definitely, we're gonna be the assault squad.
So the U.S. is just kind of getting ready over here. Take a quick look at the map. The U.S. gets to start a 5-man element over at the mosque to help kind of provide some forward eyes. The INS main fob is situated at Hotel 87. That's where the U.S. has to attack in and defend or attack and take out the HVT there, and or dig up the fob that he has. There's two. The rest of the INS team starts down here at the radio station or at East Poppy, and they'll be able to reinforce that fob pretty quickly. So it always turns into a very interesting kind of game of cat and mouse with this one, and a lot of fun having to attack that fob. The bomb maker squad, I believe, has 4 scouts in it, and each one of them can put down an IED. So it turns into pure mayhem. You're never really sure what's around the next corner. So it always turns into a lot of chaos, which is the sheer volume of IEDs on this map. So right now we're just still in that planning phase, still getting everything figured out. Should be going live here in a couple of minutes.
Miyamoto Hero or Sugar, I think you guys can do that.
I'm not really sure I'm comfortable with doing it.
So yeah, we're just kind of listening into one of our camera guys who's on the insurgent team today. US will be in blue for the night. INS will be in red. So from all the aerial cam, that's what you'll see. Should be a lot of fun to kind of see how the engagement plays out on this map. This map is always a little different every time I play it.
I mean, you could do that. I don't know how it depends on what admins we have. I mean, if it's chill admins, they'll let it happen, but there's also those admins.
I'm just adding to the immersion, man.
Are we all waiting on door?
Who are admins? We got
get mortars up and run logi runs, and mortar out those possible fob locations marked on your map. So.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I was just wondering who's.
As simple as that.
Lean with me, guys. Lean with me.
And you guys already know the contingencies.
Like non-basics, that's fine. Those Q and E buttons.
Yep. So right now the U.S. just we're waiting for that recon element to get situated out there. We should be able to go live shortly after. So just give us a moment here as everything kind of gets sorted out. It always takes a few minutes to get these events going. So our commanders for tonight. So tonight we have Nasty Nate, commanding against Stormfront. Both of them are Stormfront's a relatively new staff member compared to Nate, but Nate doesn't command very often, so this should be a very fun matchup. For Nasty Nate's team, he has Hero in charge of Squad 1, he has Sugart in charge of Squad 2, Miyamoto in charge of 3rd Squad, and Jenkins in charge of 4th Squad. Very good, solid mix of squad leaders there. For Stormfront on the INS, he has Londarts for his first squad. The second squad on INS will be Axe Gaming 22. He's also one of our camera guys on the ground. And then his third squad will be run by Payne 12B, and fourth squad will be run by Husey. Husey was actually going to be the bomb maker squad, so he has the 3 extra scouts in his squad, so he gets to cause all the mayhem and chaos at his workshop. The rules for the bomb maker is he has to stay in that fob compound that's marked down here in Hotel 87. So he has to stay within the walls of that compound and defend it, kind of to the last man. So it'll be really interesting to watch how this one plays out.
Yeah, all the squads already, please.
Make sure you do weapons checks, no optics.
Yeah, it sounds like the admins are just calling for kind of a last check of everyone before they're going to be calling the game live here in a few moments. Or a few minutes.
Hey, I'm just gonna go change my laundry real quick. It's T-Bone. I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Alpha.
Get behind me.
So the US for this mission also get an open top MRAP and a Logi. They can run Logi supplies to that first cop that they build. However, they have to escort it using the MRAP. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You can get a really nice cop built up, but you have to lose the big asset of the big 50 cal gun. So it's always a interesting choice for the commander if they want to use that option or not. As a commander, for me, I would probably actually leave the Logi behind. I don't see much need for it early on, just because the MRAP provides such good support with that big gun if you can set it up in the right spot.
Sorry.
Yeah, and the Logi has to be escorted in order to use it effectively for this. So it's kind of a loss of an asset to babysit that one truck.
Yeah, it's your guys' call.
I can't still
Unless you want to do it to get us in order real quick, I can guess myself.
Alright, US is ready, by the way. I think everyone's ready.
Yep, and US just called for ready over the comms.
Yeah,
so,
from you're right, you got it. Don't worry, Wings.
Yeah, we just did squad briefs only for this one, so a little different than our kind of normal MO, but some commands like to do that. I like doing that sort of briefing, but I also don't. It kind of depends on what's going on or the nature of the plan. Like for very fragmented plans, I like the separate briefs, but if it's all of us together, I like putting it as one group.
Oh my god.
One of my guys just left.
Alright, so guys, I don't have
brief.
Yeah, that's very true. And all that kind of boils down to experience, and squad lead also kind of dictates that decision a little bit. So we have a live time that is in 30 seconds. So in 30 seconds, everyone will move out. When these US move out, I'm going to move over to their recon squad and go check out what the INS are up to.
Someone hop in the drive.
This is often one of the most tense moments in op. Like, nothing can really happen in the first 5 steps out of the gate, but it's when everything goes from being all super safe to, well, things could actually happen right now. So it's always interesting. A lot of players always kind of are really, is a flip of a switch with the mindset, usually right when we call for that live. And here we go, game is live. So US are moving out there.
Hey, Fulcrum, you take the good gun or the bad gun?
I took.
Rules of engagement at your own discretion, guys. You think you can come on? Take him on.
With the drum mag.
Trying to get him back in.
So this is the forward recon element for the U.S. Just looking up and trying to figure out where the INS are at.
Over at 245.
And they already have a call out.
Crossing the
They get a
bridge.
2 SL kits up here.
Alright, all squads, we got eyes on enemy infantry.
And you can just see the red dots out there. Those are INS moving around. And they can totally see
location.
some of them moving up to the bomb maker's kit.
Were they proceeding north of the river?
Sorry.
Did you see them pushing north of the river? We spotted enemy infantry pushing north of the river.
I don't have visual anymore, but I did see them cross the bridge, and then that's when I lost sight.
So yeah, the INS are all moving up their reinforcement squads. Let's move over their perspective here.
Possible fob located at the H712 location.
Let's go see how they're going to defend this area.
The most western building that's going to be on the marker. Yep.
So it looks like they're putting almost 2 full squads inside of this compound. This I don't think we've ever used this compound for Nitro. Usually the traditional Nitro compounds are the further one east there. But this will be a really interesting one to see defended. I don't think I've ever seen this used for almost any game type. So it should be a really fun change of pace and see what happens here. Yeah, this should be a really interesting area. And INS are actually pushing a fire team out to the east. Looks like their plan is to actually put some troops in every one of the possible workshop locations to distract the US and try to just whittle them down, assaulting the different locations.
Coordinates are going to be the H712 location and the H743 location, the island that's across the river.
And they're already calling out possible mortar locations. So if the US as part of that COP can put down a mortar to help them with their assault. I've already figured out 2 spots they want to try to mortar. And I don't think the INS realize that they've been seen already.
Yeah, I see a lot of movement at the H743 location.
Here's one of those scouts put down his mine here. It's in a really clever spot. Really hard to, like, it's really exposed to try to dig it up. And it'd be easy in the heat of battle to totally miss that spot, especially with the map being so dark. Okay, so Hellcat and Lex up here are having a lot of fun, putting their mines down, putting their IEDs around. They're all like bunched up right now though, so they have to be pretty careful.
All squads, enemy infantry has been reported crossing the bridge at the
Yeah, so the US, that's the US commander up in the Moss Tower that I've zoomed in on. And he can totally see all these INS guys wandering around down here. He's been giving constant callouts of possible locations. So like I mentioned earlier, this compound here that I'm looking at, this is traditionally the Nitro compound. It's a very easy to defend area. So it's kind of fun to see Storm pick a different area to defend than normal.
Staging for Hem Farm. All squads got enemy infantry spotted. Stand by.
Looks like first contact though is going to happen over here in the north side of the river. There's a couple of INS guys here set up over in the Hem Farm, just waiting for the US to come up.
Along the road. Just outside of the river. Just outside of the river.
This squad may actually get a lot of the US here in bad position. Whereas it's actually just a fire team of INS soldiers here. Yeah, pretty sure that's Atomic, or yeah, just trying to figure out who this fire team lead is. It looks like it's probably Atomic Peach. I'm not sure what squad he's under. But pretty much all of the U.S. platoon, though, is just east of them.
Once you guys get that fob established, let's see.
And the U.S. have built their fob, so if everything goes to crap, they're allowed to defend that location and retreat. And they're also able to put up one mortar there and some defensive structures. And it sounds like Nate's going to take his time to build that up and get that all situated before pushing in.
A good amount of mortars.
Can we drop that build?
Sorry about that.
I'm surprised Peach and his fire team, though, haven't seemed to notice the MRAP and Logi up there. Seems to be absolutely no movement from the INS. They're playing it super patiently.
You guys get your full stamina up. I want you guys staging.
Just looking around, I don't see almost none of them are moving around right now. So it's kind of everything's just really spread out, taking their time. So the outlines tonight, so the U.S. are all in blue, and the red are the INS. We're currently kind of hanging out here with Delicious Mayonnaise and Atomic Peach. They're part of an INS fire team set up in this northern location, and the entire U.S. team is walking up to them. It's looks like Sugar's squad and Miyamoto are to their north here, and Peach is going to start seeing all of them through his window here in a moment. So this is Peach, and if he looks out that window, he's going to see a lot of Americans. There's approximately 2 full squads just north of him now. And the Americans, they seem to be looking around, trying to keep good security, but they're also kind of pulling a tactical blob. So this is a very dangerous situation for them, and as a commander, I've learned this lesson hard in our last campaign to keep good 360 security at all times around your squads. Oh, and U.S. mortars go off.
3 guns out.
Copy that.
The mortars are close. It looks like they're aimed right into the hemp farm. So, here's a Hero, Squad 1 leader. It's on those mortars. We're just waiting for those impacts.
Want to do a ladder up onto this roof?
Oh, and the mortars are actually going out to the south.
I'm gonna start sweeping my guy down to hep now.
And they're impacting in this compound. There's no INS in it. That's an unfortunate waste of ammo, but it's also good to get the practice of aiming. So, but the U.S. have... I don't think the U.S. can see that there's no one in there. And the U.S. are actually pushing a full squad up in the hemp farm here. So we're about to get first true contact. As Sugar... Let's swing around here. Sorry, quick camera moves. But Sugar squad here is about to breach in. And they're about to find out Delicious Mayonnaise is sitting in the bottom of that building.
Okay, watch it. Going left through this building. You can clear the big one.
Going right.
Okay.
Oh, Delicious Mayonnaise goes down. But Peach jumps out. Oh, Peach gets their AR. Or Peach gets a private number. And Wolfie's throwing a grenade up. But Peach jumps from the building. And he gets another one. Oh, he got Duke in that one. Oh, that's unfortunate. I really enjoy Duke. Duke is a really fun player to play with. So, it looks like they traded about 2 for 2 there. Yep, so each team is down 2. Got 2 kills out of that. But that's definitely freaked out the U.S., and they're going a little cautiously. And Peach's remaining fire team guys there, Wicked and CPS, they're just running. And all of the U.S. don't see them. Miyamoto, look south. Look in that compound. They're right there. Oh, Miyamoto. That's a shame. Feel bad for Delicious Mayonnaise. It's a name I've not seen before. Tonight's actually one of our open operations where we open it up to anyone who, even if you've not taken our basic training, so you can come join us to play.
Oh shit! I got eyes on enemy infantry direct front. They're proceeding north to the mortar fob.
Oh, welcome from Mexico, Pantera. Oh, deadly U.S. mortar there. Oh, there's another one. Those guys are probably not happy. And the INS are pushing up a fire team closer to that ranger team position. Oh, one lands right on the building that all these INS guys are hiding in. Jackboot, and Partisan, Heartbreaker, Pain, all just not happy with that. Looks like no kills with the mortars so far, but the US are just taking their time moving down in here. But the INS know for sure that most of them are up north.
And they're starting to move north.
Can you repeat
Coordinates are H769 proceeding north.
Yeah, so right now the INS are just locked in their buildings. The most mortars are making it so they can't move very freely. But over here near the US command, there's this INS fire team that's sneaking through, and he doesn't seem to have noticed them. Oh, never mind. He knows they're there. I didn't realize the mortar correction were for these guys. So these guys know this, they're exposed and they're trying to get out of there. This is HML and a couple other players. HML, Boogeyman. They're booking it out, but they're kind of booking it right towards the US team. I think they're trying to find the US mortars actually. What I'm surprised at here though is that Nate is not pushing in all of his squads towards the main objective.
Right, all squads at Hem Farm, 2 and 3.
So he has 2 squads pushed out and then 2 squads holding the mortar fob. It's kind of an interesting play there, not to put his force in and try to push them all up to attack the INS position. And here is just blasting away, having fun, blowing everything to smithereens.
Negative. They're holed up in the buildings at the I-611 location.
There you go.
Make sure you check your fire, gentlemen.
Alright. MRS, be advised, you have enemy infantry direct south of your pods. Go ahead, once you drop those supplies, proceed north, take the...
So Nate seems to know these guys are here, but I think he's instructed his squad to be very cautious, don't reveal their position. Yeah, they're being very passive right now. They're just letting these guys get extremely close. I think he's hoping that the mortars will kill them.
With the, one of my guys, driver keeps on disconnecting.
I'm not really sure what Nate's plan is here. Because one of these INS guys just set up and snipe Nate. He's one of the 2 SLs in that tower. They'd get a 50-50 shot of taking out the US commander.
Copy that. Enemy infantry spotted crossing the river towards mortar fob.
And Nate's calling out infantry crossing the river towards the mortar fob.
Do you want me to go and start getting crossed?
But he doesn't seem to realize there's guys right next to him.
Where are those infantry?
Oh, he just took some shots and revealed his position, HML. They had no idea, and he missed. Yeah. And Steel is going to just take him out right here.
Meanwhile, I'm bounding a team cross.
Are we getting more ammo? Ranger squads being attacked by the 4 men.
Oh, when a grenade comes out from the U.S., it might take 3 of them out if it was a good grenade. Oh, a bad nade. Didn't quite make it past the wall. But with the INS throw a grenade in, and it lands right on Nasty Nate, and it kills him! Oh no! That's the U.S. commander down. That was thrown by Boogeyman. Good throw by Boogeyman. That was a very incredible throw. And that's the 3rd down for the INS. So 3rd man down is the U.S. commander. That's a big loss for their comms and their organization. Yeah, and I like this Boogeyman's position here, using this little lip on the wall as a valid place to hop up and start engaging them from an unexpected area.
He only grabbed construction.
Behind the walls, I think.
Yeah.
Copy. I see him moving west, left, southwest.
Oh, another grenade comes out, aimed right for the INS. Doesn't hurt any of them, but is making them not want to go over there. Oh no, it takes out Boogeyman. Boogeyman is down. But Boogeyman did well. His entire job was to take out the U.S. commander, and he did.
Okay, they're moving north. I hear them moving north. I'm hit.
Looks like another one of these INS are pushing in. So HML here, he's the INS that started this little engagement here on the east, on the U.S. commander. He's also pushing in to try to figure out if he can take a few more of them out. He's got his buddies coming up.
Medic, I need you patch up, dog.
Oh, grenade. That was a good grenade. That's going to take 2 of the U.S. out at least. It's going to at least hurt one of... Oh, yep. 2 U.S. down. That was an excellent set of grenades.
Alright, I'm gonna take this compound real quick.
Yeah, the INS grenades have been excellent and on point all match so far. Granted, that's only been 10 minutes in.
Man is down.
So one of the INS goes down.
We have contact.
We have Revy, Imaz, Clay, and Zillin. I'm actually going to swing over because it sounds like the main force of the U.S. are starting to get engaged. Oh, Revy gets a kill. Maybe I'm going to hang out here a little longer. Oh, and the other INS goes down. So Revy Beast is the only one left alive of this U.S. advanced force. That's very unfortunate.
I'm last man standing up Moss. I'm making a final stand here. There might be about 2 enemies here.
So down here in the south, I have Sugar and Squad 2. Looks like Squad 2 and looks like also Squad 3 have pushed up. And they're on this north side of this creek, getting ready to attack the south side where the INS are all holed up.
Let's go ahead and get full ammo. Oh yeah, I don't think he really used to get any more construction. We still have 2,000.
Contact.
And the INS are just locking down this road, making it really hard for the US to push up.
Copy. I'm gonna move my squad south, and we're gonna try and hit them.
So the US have to clear the compound down there. That's one that I'm zoomed in on. You can see all the INS defenses that are kind of all over in there. They have to clear out that one and take out the radio. You can see that kind of center screen right now through the wall. So that's their objective, is to clear out that compound and see what's going on there. If I take a quick look at the map and zoom in before we get too far, just see the sheer volume of mines on the map. A couple of them are IEDs. So it'd be really fun to watch as different IEDs go off. And Squad 3 of the US is making a push across this field.
Do we have it confirmed of where they're at?
It's Sugar. Which is the squad lead? It's this Miyamoto. So it sounds like Squad 1 has taken command with Hero, but the command comms have been fairly quiet. This is actually something I've noticed in pub games and in even in our operations, that sometimes when the things start going bad and everyone starts pushing in, you kind of forget to talk to your other squads.
Yeah, we'll push up on them now. Stand by.
Copy. We're gonna keep base fire here.
Yeah, and command is it's a critical thing to keep up the comms and keep a good understanding of what the objective is, what we're all pushing for. And it's one of the hardest things to do in this game. It's actually part of why I love this game so much, is it's fairly difficult. And it's always a treat to when it all comes together and works right.
Somebody should have building right here.
So Captain Zombie's in the park. It's pushing into this fob area, but the INS don't seem to realize he's coming in this door. And he's running away. Prison Mike's going to be the first one in. He's actually going to cross in. Who's this INS guy? Alpha Guido and Prison Mike just stare at each other for a second there. Didn't realize that they were there. Oh, and Prison Mike goes down. His INS buddy across way, Partisan, takes him out. Sorry, I have to push all the buttons to make the outlines come up correctly. And Zombies takes out one of them. I don't think Zombies has realized that the rest of his squad isn't with him. Oh, and he's going to get shot in the back. Yep. Alpha playing it real smart there. Just hanging back, waiting for them to come to him. And Squad 3 here at the US are just pushing out east, trying to get away, get set up. Oh, and an IED goes off on the road. No one on that IED, but that was definitely scares the US.
Yeah, we're good on that. That was in the building, actually.
3 rounds out.
And Squad 1 of the INS are actually pushing up the river here and might be able to encircle the US attack force. Oh, actually, who is this? CPS and Wicked are down here, right within range of Miyamoto. They've been seen, but they've got the US pretty well surrounded here, and a couple of grenades definitely be deadly. And there goes one. Totally in the wrong direction, though. There goes another grenade. A lot of people don't remember. Oh, that's going to be a good grenade. But Sinful's going to die from that one. Yep. US are just going down again to another explosion. US, though, are counter-mortaring and trying to engage, but those mortars are getting really danger close to Miyamoto. I'm sure his feet are a little toasty after that one.
7-2-1. You can spread them out around there. Yeah, we got contacts over to my west and contacts to my north currently.
Looks like the squad across the river are actually pushing for the US mortar fob. I think Storm is expecting them to have a weak amount of squad over there, but there's actually a squad and a half, almost 2 full squads on that mortar. So I don't think that squad's going to make much progress. Then again, the US down here by the actual objective are getting just very holed up and surrounded.
Those mortar rounds are hitting in the field in Hotel 7.
Sugar calling out some corrections there to improve the mortar positioning.
Yeah, those were where the contacts were before, right?
So it's one of those hard times as a commentator, because it's like, do I stay here for this action, or do I go over there to these insurgents pushing up on that mortar fob?
I'm inside of a walled compound. I'm gonna get eyes here in a sec.
After the next Logi run, what is it? 4. Go in, take your guys, plus leave the Logi here, take your guys plus the MRAP, head south across the bridge, and support the 2 of them.
2, okay. Yeah, I'm so mad that them away when they for that medic class.
Wait, did medics really used to have them? Yeah, they at the when this game first came out, they had them.
5, this is 1. Hamp is clear.
Yeah, so the INS has built some sparse defenses in here. And they're just waiting for the U.S. to push to them and try to take them out. It's gonna be should be interesting. The U.S. just ordered the MRAP to come south with half a squad to try to attack and help this assault. And Sugar's actually pushing into the field. And Lex here is probably going to see them if he just looks a little bit right. Lex, just look right, look across the field, don't look north, look east. I think Lex here is one of the scouts, and so zoom in on him. Yeah, Lex is one of the scouts just babysitting his IED, and he's actually falling back and is probably going to be seen by the U.S. or his buddy up in the tower here. Who is this? Matt Bob. Sounds like he saw the Sugar squad first and engaged them. But Lex... Yeah, I think Lex has this ID at the south end of this field, so I think he's just sitting here waiting and hoping the U.S. walk onto it. And those INS up north are actually about to push into the U.S. FOB.
Try to land those rounds right in the middle of that compound.
This is going to be some interesting action. I know it's action happening all over the place, but this INS, most of a squad, has just snuck up on the U.S. mortar valve here. And Wing Shadow and Vegas are in charge of walking the door, but Wing Shadow turns away at the wrong second. Don't do that. Oh, and they take out one. They take off the mortar guy. Mortar guy has to fall off. Grenades are flying everywhere. INS lose 2 of their guys, but they've managed to cause a lot of chaos in the U.S. rear here. Vegas pushes out. Oh! And Jenkins goes down. That's another SL down. That was an accidental TK. Gotta be careful with those grenades. When you hear a grenade go off, you better run, and more of them are going out everywhere. INS take out a fair number of US in this little assault. It's turning into kind of a bad play to keep so many of them back on the FOB, and they're now tied up. There's only 3 INS players remaining up here, but there's almost a full squad just kind of stuck here dealing with them, while their comrades in the south are getting chewed up. There's only 2 INS left.
I am the new commander of my squad.
Ethank doing what he can.
Alright, I might go down here. We're in a kind of...
Sugar's calling out. He's in trouble. He's getting pretty pinned down. And looks like Sugar and Miyamoto are down there having a hard time of it. But these 2 INS players, Ethank, Mr. Moneyman, and the others that I did not get the name of earlier, they really caused a lot of difficulties here for this U.S. team because they were very heavily relying on that mortar to provide that kind of battering ram into the enemy FOB. And now they're afraid to touch it, and they're all just watching their doors, hoping that no more insurgents walk in. This is a wonderful play by Shadowed, or Stormfront.
I've got command of Sug squad.
So we're going to swing back south to the main battle. It looks like we've had a couple more U.S. casualties. Miyamoto's squad here has been really stuck together, and you can actually hear Silas come over comms say, "Space out, we're all too close." It's a very good call, right as a couple of INS are within grenade range of him.
I think those are ours, yeah.
And then Sugar and his buddies are down here. Dubs, this is Wolfie, leftovers from Sugar's squad. And I think they're really close. They're not quite on the IED down here. But if Dubs and Wolfie move up just a little bit more, they're going to find this IED that's just right here. Assuming I can find it.
Yeah, they're fucking.
Oh, that is a clever spot for that IED. It's right on the wall. This is one of those unfortunate glitches where the IED turns flat. So this is a known glitch in the game, but it's still visible, so it's totally allowable by the admin standpoint. So the US has a chance to see that if they look at the wall, but that's a very unorthodox spot. I really like it.
God damn it, I can't
Let's
see.
take a quick look at the scoreboard. The teams are fairly even. There's US has 17 kills, INS has 19. So they're pretty even on players, but the US are really surrounded down here in the south. And up north, they're still all just afraid of those couple of guys running around their fob.
That's like the workshop, I think.
Squad 4, I need you guys moving in towards my position. You got comms?
Copy.
Miyamoto, they got us fucking pinned over here, and it sounds like you're moving in fucking close.
Copy, dude, just hold your ground.
Dubs and Wolfie just pinned down here.
Fall back a bit. Just make sure you stay alive. We have to wait for Squad 4 to move into position. As soon as they're here, we're gonna push here.
With all of these INS players just taking pot shots, hoping to hit something.
Can I pop a frag out in the field? Try and get any who's in. Frag out.
Unfortunate use of the frags here by the US players. Those aren't really helping them out. I'm looking at the scoreboard. Almost all of the U.S. command, except for Miyamoto, have gone down. But on the INS team, they still have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the original SLs. So INS comms right now are probably very clear, concise, very accurate, and controlled. Whereas the U.S. comms have been pretty quiet.
Both going.
Yeah, I'm in position so Squad 4 gets closer to us.
Like behind this wall.
Objective is likely to be in the building to my southeast at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I figure. I mean, every time we move, we take heavy contact from the buildings on that side, on the east side here.
Copy.
Well, battle's really quiet at this point, and we're just waiting for U.S. Squad 4. And it looks like what's remaining of Squad 1 to push south and join back up with the force.
So we're moving to your position now, Squad 3. We got part of Squad 1 and Squad 4. We're taking the MRAP, do you?
Yeah, so kills are still where they're at. No one's died in the last few minutes. INS have 19 downs to US 17. However, the US have lost most of their command staff and some very unfortunate trades, which have been problematic. Actually, US now have 18, INS are at 20. And then Dubs has lost his buddy here. Oh, Dubs. Oh, poor Dubs. That was a mean GL. He had just bandaged and was about to move out. And he just got hit right in the gut. Oh, that's mean. That's unfortunate. Right now, we're just kind of waiting for the rest of the US squads to push south and join this attack. But there's a lot of INS players left. And they're not just all congregated in one spot. They're kind of spread out. So that it's going to be really difficult to assault this area.
Or if you can get that fire,
and then
that would be
pairs like Peace Walker have these murder holes.
like they were walking up on us.
Really hard to get a view of what he can see.
Actually, pop a couple shots here, so they know we're here as well.
But he's able to just look through there and just take out any US trying to run by. Here's a better example. Matt Bob. This is wonderful, just little hole where he can poke his gun out, see what's going on, shoot at things that move. So, for those of you joining us, this is Squad Ops One Life event. We're doing Operation Nitro, and essentially the U.S. have to take control of this compound that I'm currently looking at. The INS have a bunch of bomb makers around with IEDs. We've seen one of them go off, but none of the others have gone off. So I'm wondering if these scouts are dead, or if they've just been holding off on using them until the U.S. actually finally push up. So it's kind of interesting to see.
Squad 4, what's your status?
We are moving up to the bridge now.
Yeah, so there's two INS left way out there. These are the remainders of the squad that attacked the U.S. mortar fob earlier. So they're just working their way back to the INS command here.
Alright, once you get over the bridge, you're free to engage. Just play with aggression here. And as soon as you guys start pushing in, we're gonna have squad 2 and I.
And Miyamoto has taken charge as last command, and the U.S. MRAP is pushing up, but it's probably going to hit a mine. So I know there's mines. There's all sorts of mines over there, and I think the U.S. may have seen the mine, but that MRAP. Yeah, that MRAP is just taking fire, and this U.S. squad pushing down, taking a lot of contact. And there's IEDs all along that road, and a couple of mines as well, so this is a really exposed position for the U.S. Oh, and the U.S. gunner goes down. Oh, the MRAP, oh my gosh, look at this. That mine is about a foot in front of the MRAP. If this MRAP moves forward, it's going to explode. And Aragon is asking for someone to get in the gunner's seat. I don't think they realize the mine is right there. Oh no.
Who's here right now?
You can see it, it's this little red dot. See this little red dot? That's the mine. And if that tire hits it, it's game over for this armored vehicle.
Oh, I got hit again. Oh, I got hit. I got hit again, baby.
Are you bleeding still?
You want me to get into
Yeah, the INS are all just spread out. And BVD Runner here has got to just be waiting for the MRAP to move forward. He knows that mine is sitting there. The US have lost quite a few guys in this little push.
We're gonna push across the bridge no matter what now.
Go ahead, move. Go ahead, move. We're gonna.
Oh, they're going to take the.
They're popping smoke on us. Reloading.
Yeah, they're like right beside the wall.
Oh, you're good. Cool. I'm gonna go to that break in the wall, see if I can get elevation on the doorway.
Go for it. 36.
Alright, squad 4, did you guys pushing south?
We just made it to
pushing south.
And they're just trying to set up here, but the INS are watching them. They're just waiting. Oh, and a grenade's going to go out underhand over the wall. That's going to kill them both. Goodbye. And there they go. Poor Damien, poor Elite. That was a very good little nade throw by Peace Walker. A lot of players kind of mess that up and always throw them too far instead of actually getting them right where they're needed. It looks like Squad 4 of the US. Oh, Paradox just takes out Pain. Looks like they've managed to push south, and they're actually just going to avoid most of this compound and help the remainder of Squad 3 push in. Or they're actually going to push in and try to clear this out.
Copy. Entering compound.
Payne doesn't see CPS. Oh, CPS. Oh, CPS gets Payton. Oh, that's unfortunate. And CPS goes down.
One down, one down.
It's 6 US against a whole lot of bad guys. I don't think the US are going to be able to pull this one off.
I mean, if you believe in yourself, go for it.
No, he's not fucking moving. That can't be a guy.
Which window are you talking about?
There's an object in front of it, and it's the one to the left of the doorway. There's an object in front of it that's not moving. But I don't think it's a person, so I'm not gonna.
So yeah, it's kind of a waiting game. The US are trying to reset here. And the two, Mr. Moneyman and E. Fank, who were so successful in their little mission earlier, even though they lost quite a few guys, but totally dislodged the US team off their mortar fob. Managed to sneak around behind most of the remaining US force here. I think they're probably going to be able to wipe out a good chunk of them. Oh, Silas takes out a squad lead. Oh, that was the INS commander Stormfront, kind of stuck in the open there. It's a great spot Silas has picked. He's able to just watch that doorway. Anyone coming through it's going to go down. You can hear the INS grenades come out. Oh, and it takes out both him and Forster. Oh, that was an awesome throw. I wish I had known who threw that. That was good use of grenade there. It's just these last 4 US, which is Miyamoto, Brunch, Winged, and Paradox. Pushing in, but it looks like they're probably not going to be able to get many 9S. This fields can be absolutely deadly if you're not careful coming through it.
Oh, I got
a BVD runner comes right into him. Oh, and Brunch takes him out.
Nice.
One more.
Brunch just wanted to be extra sure there. Can never have enough Brunch.
Push in.
Why is everyone looking out?
Go. Go, are you? Fuck. Do you have bandage? Actually, I'm not bleeding. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Is that yours?
What? What's mine?
The nade.
No, that's not mine. Is that you?
He's gonna shoot at a bush.
Miyamoto thinks he's just shooting at a bush there, but there's actually a bad guy inside of the bush.
That's not a bush.
So the INS bomb maker, that was Mr. Husey, and he's still alive along with one of his minions. So his minion Hellcat is still alive with him. Yeah, so Mr. Husey is right here hanging out with his radio. The U.S. objective is to destroy the radio or kill him. So put them in one spot and have to all push the one area. So it's kind of have to find him and take him out. Lucky grenade though, if it was thrown just right off the south wall and aimed right in this window, could get the U.S. a technical victory. Like, if Miyamoto still has a grenade, he just knew exactly where to aim, he could get it. That would be pretty funny. Miyamoto's pushing up to the wall, though. He's on the wall itself, and he takes out another. Miyamoto's just on a killing spree right now.
Yeah, they missed.
Two guys.
I think someone's still
There's
watching.
one 073 east.
I see him.
Yo, get in there.
He just moved off. 011 across the creek.
Still alive. 030.
Back from where we came from.
Miyamoto and his guys just taking their time getting in here. Taking out another insurgent. Currently at 31 downs for the insurgents, and the U.S. have taken down 27. So the odds are still against them, but it's actually surprisingly close. And a grenade comes out from the INS and it lands right behind Brunch and takes him out. It's one reason I like these night maps. It's really easy to see the grenades fly through the air.
Yeah, move up on. Get in there, get in there. I'm inside.
Okay.
I don't know how many people are in here, but we'll see. At least a couple guys, I'm sure.
Miyamoto thinking there's only just a couple of insurgents in there, not an entire squad. Gotta love his optimism. There's only 3 US left. It's Miyamoto, Winged, and Paradox. There's 2 INS out there. Mr. Moneyman and Efang just don't seem comfortable sitting around, so they're wandering around outside trying to figure out where the US are at.
Yeah, smoke them out. Do it up, do it up. Enemies are gonna start pushing us. Watch for nades.
Oh, if only those had been grenades, it would have taken out a couple of the INS. More grenades are coming out. And that one misses. That's unfortunate. Oh man, the INS homing grenades just weren't on for that one. They've been dead on all night long.
They hit the left side.
Got one still.
You good? Did you kill somebody?
Oh, Paradox gets taken out. He's trying to go in the door. Miyamoto's pushing in, and smoke's covered him, and he's in the main compound. Yeah, Wing Shadow's up. Miyamoto is up. Wing Shadow doesn't realize there's guys across the street behind him. Mr. Moneyman and Nifang, they have to see him. They might think he's dead because he's not moving. Like, yeah, they don't seem to realize he's sitting here. Oh, Wing Shadow is very lucky right now. Wing Shadow, don't move, don't move! They're going to see you! Oh no. I tried telling you not to move. Oh, he gets engaged and he goes down. Oh, poor Wing Shadowed. That was unfortunate. Efank and Mr. Moneyman have been doing business. Now it's back to our resident Rambo here. Miyamoto going to go off and just murder them all. He doesn't seem quite know where any of the INS are, and they don't seem to know he's in here. He's going to run into these 2 INS here, and they don't seem to want to look in his direction. He finds one. Yeah, Miyamoto gave away his position, but he's just trying to work his way around here. Oh, he takes out another. Yeah, that was a joke when I said that Miyamoto's like a Rambo, but maybe he's going to pull it off. He only has like 8 more to go. This is like when you have enemies in a video game and they forget when you kill one of them where the shot came from. Because INS guys don't seem to, like, realize that he's over here. None of them are looking this direction. It would be hilarious if we start seeing the knives flying here. Is everyone pull them out? Knife duels. Miyamoto sees another one. Oh, he misses. Oh no. Miyamoto's going to hide in this room. Gets taking shots. But INS, like, only one of them seems to know he's here. Just playing it really cautiously with the INS. You know, they could all just bum rush Miyamoto and just get in there before he is able to run out of ammo. Oh, he takes out another, not even thinking about he's in the room. INS are 3v1 right here. So I think there's 6 INS remaining. Half of them are all looking at this door. Miyamoto, play carefully. Oh, he takes one out. Oh my gosh. Miyamoto. Oh, Miyamoto goes down. Mr. Moneyman has really just done work all night. Miyamoto had looks like he had 6 remaining there, 7 remaining. It was very close, Mr. Miyamoto. Well, thank you for joining us. That was round 1. We're going to go ahead and roll the server, get all set up again, take a few minute breather here, and get ready for round 2. So stick with us. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hey, what do you do when you can't get the spectator from Shift P?
It's usually because your 64 ID isn't linked yet.
Hello and welcome everyone to round 2 of Squad Ops Wednesday event. Tonight we're playing Operation Nitro. This is one of our classic One Life events. We just got done with round 1 a little bit ago, and now we're starting round 2. So between rounds we switch over to commands, so all the SLs, so every player gets to play the operation from both sides. So it's not just, we win, we're awesome, we defended the castle. It's every single player gets the chance to have that feeling. But tonight's operation is pretty straightforward. The U.S. starts with most of their force here at the U.S. main, and they start a advanced force on the mosque of 5 guys. And they've been ordered to clear out a bomb-making area with an HVT on it. So essentially the U.S. have been ordered to go clear out one of the possible HVT start locations, clear out his workshop, figure out what's going on down there, and go from there. On their way down there, they've been ordered to set up a COP somewhere. It's to the north. At that COP, they can put down mortars, and if they can manage to complete their mission, they can fall back to defend the COP location. Last round kind of went poorly for the U.S. They kind of got stuck on their COP and got really kind of spread out and bogged down and picked off one by the INS team. The U.S. team here, I'm not really sure what their plan is this time. They're just right now finishing up their plans, getting things figured out. Some classic, pretty standard pre-op shenaniganry, talking about how the last operation went, and just hanging out, making some new friends here. So we should be getting things ready to go here in just a few minutes. Our commands tonight on the U.S. team, commanding for this round, will be Stormfront. His squad leaders are Londarts, Payne 12B, Axe Gaming 22, and Mr. Husey. For the INS team, the commander is Nasty Nate, and his squad leads are Jenkins, Hero, Miyamoto, Sugar, and Sugar. So essentially, the both team has pretty solid squad leads. They've all very well experienced. It's interesting to see how the tactics play out from the different commanders. Looks like this game, Hero will be playing the HVT, and he will have 4 scouts in his squad. US is actually going to do a full platoon brief, kind of get everyone figured out, and walk them through the nature of this operation, and we'll just hover over and listen on in.
Isn't it in another continent?
I respect you for existing.
Alright guys, welcome back. Good job on y'all last round. I know it was a little bit unconventional defense there, but worked out great and had a lot of fun. You guys have fun?
Yeah. No, I died.
You bet your sweet cheek.
Yeah. Alright, so we have a very basic plan this time. So Husey's squad and Axe's squad, their job is to sweep in from our side of their possible locations and clear the mine-marked compound that is a possible bomb maker camp, but I don't think they'll be using that one. If they do, we'll adjust it from there, but we'll see how it goes. Londarts is going to take his squad, and he's going to have one open-topped MRAP, and his job is to get on the southeast side of those compounds and provide fire support down into them. We'll adjust him as needed, but we'll see how it goes. Payne and his squad are going to move up to the...
No, we're not.
Up to the north and provide a flanking element. His first objective is just to get to hemp farm, clear out any contacts that may push that way and whatnot. Very basic plan. We're not going to try and be sneaky about this. Take down enemies when you see them. Secure kills. Kill them all. Watch your spacing, whatever you do. I don't want to see a whole squad go down to IED. So through doorways Of course, be aggressive, but don't be overly aggressive. Any questions, comments, concerns on this plan?
Great plan.
All right. We'll break them out and get ready for live at that point.
We up.
Let's kill some cheeky breakies.
All right, so the U.S. have a pretty straightforward plan here. They do know that the compound of interest is one of these 4 in the Hotel 7 or Hotel 8 grid. And Stormfront is a big fan of surrounding the enemy and collapsing the pocket. That's what he does best. It's what he knows best. So he's just going to send 2 squads around behind to get on their west side. He's going to have the other 2 squads on the northern side, and just going to collapse them all in and check the compounds one at a time. It's pretty straightforward. It's interesting to see how that plays out for him. It spreads his force out pretty thin on an area where you have to be very concentrated during the assault in order to take out these compounds, because it's very easy to defend. It'll be interesting to see what he comes up with here. I'm going to fly over to the INS so we can see what their compound looks like. Also, the U.S. start with an opening element here at the mosque. This element is usually just sets up with binocs and tries to get eyes on the possible INS positions, is where they usually are. This will be led by Mr. Husey here.
Hellcat, this time remember to not talk whatsoever once you are on the ground.
This compound here is this is the objective compound. This is where the INS have selected to defend and hold to the last man. Hero is one of these guys in here. He is the HVT. So the U.S. objective is to either gate him out or remove the radio he is defending. And that room that he has put it in has only one door on it, and he's going to be babysitting that door, probably. So basically, that's kind of one and the same objective for this one. We'll kind of see how this plays out, but this compound is very difficult and is notorious for this operation. Actually, a lot of players that I know refer to this as the Nitro compound, just because it's used so often for this operation, and it's such fun to kind of try to assault or take control of, even in public games. So if you're ever playing public games, put fobs here. It's a great spot. Can cause lots of mayhem on this map. Here the commands called for live there. US says they're ready. Check out the rest of the INS force, which is all starting on the radio station. And it looks like they're getting set up and ready for their final, or their platoon brief as well. Unfortunately, I can't listen in on that, so it'll be complete mystery to know what the insurgents are up to. And we'll just have to see as the game evolves what will happen. So Nate's just getting the plan laid out, telling everyone what's up. Not sure if he's marking up the map or not, so just kind of have to play with it and see what happens. Be interesting to see how quickly this U.S. forward element spots the INS, because they kind of did something a little silly here. The U.S. knows that the INS likes to use red trucks, and if I zoom in here,
mortars, dude.
There's a red truck sitting there, right in the open. So it's kind of obvious that the INS might be in that compound. So you just play that really carefully. Hopefully Stormfront doesn't use that too much to his advantage. This is kind of a mistake. They're supposed to park that truck somewhere that's hidden, so it's kind of a little bit of an oopsies there. Hopefully it doesn't kite them too much in the butt, especially since that compound, even though it's easy to defend, is kind of far away from most of the rest of the INS team start.
A lot of the times, yeah, like, I don't want to just hole up in those rooms the whole time while they board those crap.
yeah.
Alright, line up.
We haven't heard a live time
I'll
yet.
be on,
We're hoping to get one in the near future.
Go.
Go,
Crouch.
athlete.
Just crouch.
You
Medic
can
in the
vault
middle.
over me.
No, no.
Just
you
the money
run
mark.
over- Okay,
The
there,
middle.
there.
Yep,
Now.
Looks like these guys are keeping themselves entertained. They're playing Leapfrog.
Some space, guys.
It's an excellent game. I know I've played. I've started a game of Duck Duck Goose before during operations. There's a couple other fun games that we try to play occasionally. But this is pretty impressive. I don't think I've seen Leapfrog done quite this effectively before. And I bet they could rope some more players into it while they're waiting for a live time.
This teamwork right
You
here
know,
is
I really
communication.
hope
This is
Shadow-
actually
I really
very
hope
impressive.
Shadow switched to my camera and is watching this right now.
Good way to
Probably
practice
it.
spacing too, because that right there is a pretty good spacing for moving out, kind of being in a column setup.
Bro, what is this? Is this like a new formation? We're gonna SOT basic?
Jack, one of our SOT instructors, wondering if this is an officially sanctioned formation, taking all the fun out of it.
It's all about the spacing. See? They gotta learn spacing to do this.
God
What the
fucking
hell's
damn.
going on? Okay, everyone turn. Okay, no, hold on. Okay,
This one
literally
bad,
turn
really.
and face.
I'm thinking we should do
face
a.
Alright, I'll be
with
first. I'll be
melee,
first. I'll be first.
SMTT,
Alright.
A whole hour course on
Last
how
guy
to properly
back
use
up.
your melee
Let's
weapon.
do this.
Oh god.
Alright, let's
And
go.
it's just an
Who's in the
hour
back?
of the
Here we go.
instructors killing the
Knifing everyone.
the trainees.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that just knifing everyone? Yeah. You know,
Oh, we now have a lifetime called. It's about a minute and a half from now, so we should be live and underway here shortly.
Wait, what?
It's always entertaining to listen to some of the banter here. Sounds like a couple of the also TT guys are trying to figure out new trainings to give, or punishments to deal out for those trainings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was you.
He stabbed you, you ran to the fence, you got your bandage out, and you died.
Oh, I mean, I was getting
Like I've been playing like big games. Like I'll be playing Rust with a bunch of people. I've been playing like Stellaris with. I actually organized a fucking like full-on Stellaris game with people. Blame it on your
So like, I think I'm pretty active Discord.
Some squad lead from like 200 meters away with his binos out sees an entire squad walking straight for the IED. Blow it! Blow it now!
Always fun to relive and talk about how the last round went. So it's fun little moments that each player kind of gets. So the unique thing about squads, it's not just an on-rails experience. Everything kind of boils down to your actions and how you make the best of the situations. It's part of why I love these one-life events. It adds kind of an extra element to this game and makes it highly entertaining. And you get to play on a lot more fun areas of the map.
I was like, hey, is that mark up there an IED? And they go, no, mine. I was like, fuck.
No, because they were like walking all around it and shit. Like all around the mine.
Oh, they're talking about the mine that destroyed the MRAP last game.
Say again?
Or more like the MRAP not realizing there was a mine a foot in front of it.
In a sec.
Game is live, so things are moving out. We'll let the walking simulator begin over here. Let them go off and perform their hike. Check up on this forward element, see if they can spot the INS. This forward element gets 2 SL kits, so extra smokes.
First I have to get bearings. I'm trying to figure out
And
what direction I'm looking.
Binox, looks like Vindication drew the straw for one of the kits. And he's looking in the right direction. He doesn't seem to know what he's looking at.
I see nothing. I see the compound, but I don't see anything.
There are people in there,
Or actually, I might not be
Vindication.
looking at the
Look
compound.
over there. There's people over there.
The farthest you can see.
This is one of those times
before
as a
it becomes just
commentator
trees and
or as an
nothingness,
event admin,
is
it's
the
always the
compound
most
in
difficult to be like,
8.35.
look left! Look over there! There's bad guys right in that bush. I can see them. Why can't you see them? Oh, right. I have these fancy outlines that makes it easy so I can actually see things.
I can see him being the compound heights Hotel 735.
So this is what they would
I can
see.
him being.
I actually have my gammas
But it's a
cranked up a
popular.
little bit just to add to the camera work. So it's actually normally darker than this on this map. And yeah, you wouldn't be able to see anything over there. Oh, you can see this one guy, but I'm also currently
I
floating
have a
about
pretty
100
good
feet in the
view of
air.
That bridge, that main one.
Like, if that tower was right here, instead of right there, he could actually see everything.
And they can see some of the farm.
Once we hit the Hotel India line, I want bottle comms.
Looks like the INS are setting up a bunch of mines and IEDs on this road here. So here's one mine. It's a very well placed mine, right in the middle. Pretty easy to spot, but it's also hinders if bad guys try to take that out. And it looks like there's an IED right over here. Just trying to find these map assets in case they come into play later. Map says it's over here. Where is it? This is either a very well disguised IED or I'm very blind. Trust me, there's an IED here. Somewhere. It looks like they're setting up some more IEDs and trickery around the compound for the defense. This is actually a really clever spot to put one. Right in the middle of this field. It's really hard to see it. Just trying to find just the right spot to put it.
Be advised, Damien is either lagged out or gone AFK. So we're one man short.
We'll leave the IED squad to it. Looks like Nate has kind of put a very wide defense here. He has a full squad on the point to defend. He has a full squad to the south across the field. I think they're going to be down there laying in wait for the U.S. And then he has a full squad in the north. Looks like they're going to push for hemp farm. And all this is going on. The scouts are putting their IEDs and mines down. Another very cleverly placed mine with a couple of rocks surrounded to help hide it. It's a good spot for that. The beginning of this one usually takes a couple minutes of hiking, kind of get things all set up. It takes us a little while to get there.
Command, this is full.
Go ahead, more.
Yeah, we spotted possible scouts. As squad size elements to our southwest. Southwest, so how catch now?
Yeah, this is the southern corner of the map. And it sounds like QZ may have seen this squad from the mosque. Yeah, he definitely saw these guys down here. But this isn't one of the possible starting locations for the INS. So it's kind of trying to figure out where the main objective actually is. It's a half of the battle in these operations sometimes. It looks like Nate's actually having the squad push up onto the mosque and be very aggressive.
How far out, QZ? You got an approximate grid location?
Personally, I would have just had them down here laying in wait, ready behind these walls for the U.S. pushes across these fields.
So right around the hip farm location?
Let's have it.
To be aware, you may be walking into contact there.
Yes, man, this is for we're literally on the map border, basically where the hedge is. Literally 2 ones west.
Yeah, he usually has eyes right on the squad down here. Squad's being pretty sneaky, just not quite sneaky enough.
One's south, one's west.
I'll copy that. 2, that's not going to be contact near you, then that's going to be contact near 1.
Right down along the
So this is a well spaced out here. Who's the squad lead?
Copy
That's
that.
Sugar.
You said that's about
Sugar has a
squad
nice,
size
well spread out squad here,
Yes,
crawling
that's-
along the ditch. But the U.S. have a
Alright,
squad at the
one,
far end
I
of the
want you to
ditch,
go ahead and
getting
bring that
ready to
MRAP
take them
up.
out.
And 2 and 4, be careful. Once you start moving, try and
There's
use
also
bounty.
all the U.S. soldiers in the
And try and
mosque,
use
but it seems
compounds
pretty
to
aggressive
the
and very
north of your
risky by
location.
Nate
Circle
to do
around and
this.
get eyes on the
Not sure
compound
how
at
it's going to play out for him. And then up here in the north, I'm going to show you guys this real quick and go back down there. Squad 2 of the U.S. are in the hemp farm area, checking it out. But Squad 1 of the INS is pushing up to the farm to try to check that out as well. And I think the U.S. are bringing their vehicles up through this area.
Can catch them while they're out in the open.
Oh no, actually the U.S. is leaving their logi behind and not even going to go for the mortar. It's a really interesting call there.
Like right in front of you.
Copy that. We have attack. We're engaging.
Yep. Lawn darts and cigarette squads collide.
Alright,
We have a
reports of a
possible
scout.
IED in hemp farm. We may have had a guy leave as we moved up. Copy that too. Be
Trying to
careful.
find just the right camera spot to watch
We
this
also
little bit of
back
action from.
Alright, top man. Need you to send a buddy pair crawling through the poppies here over the wall. We're gonna bound up there.
I have no idea if you got a mine down or not.
These U.S. soldiers definitely saw this squad down here.
Is that even a... Oh, contact. Definitely, 252 from me.
Copy.
Fire team 252 west.
I see him.
On the break in
See
the
him
wall.
cell on top. 254, 254, top of the roof. See him? Standing up with his binos. Watch my traces. You ready?
Got eyes. Got eyes.
Oh, the U.S. see that fire team close, and the enemies getting set up in the compound. You can see all these tracers coming out. It's a well set up wall of fire by lawn darts here. Trying to pull back a little bit so you can see some more of the fire going on. It's a well set up line of fire, but he doesn't seem to realize how close some of those contacts are quite on them.
Copy that.
Trident's in the truck.
All the fire just quiets down there real quick.
I guess it's just me and Theory.
Yeah.
Theory,
You're
let's
up.
go, boy, let's go. We're in the
Alright guys, get
pocket,
ready to
we're
cover.
in
Get
the-
ready to cover him. Don't shoot him.
2, if you can, I'd like you to pull around to east farm. Moving. 3, 1, and 4.
Dart's getting really aggressive here, pushing his squad across the field. It's a really risky play. Oh, and Squad 2 of the U.S. doesn't see this entire INS squad to their north. So the INS have managed to flank behind the U.S. a little bit.
Just continue engaging them. I want Squad 1 to worry about the guys that are along the map border and continue suppressing them as you move so they don't pick you off. I basically still want to keep the plan. And I want you to clear that compound at H735 if possible.
Southwest.
There's a
Could be
lot of guys
contact
there.
south, watch
That
out.
means they're there.
The U.S. are still plowing forward their plan, and they brought the MRAP up to help with his engagement. MRAP driver reloading, but probably should have
let's wait
reloaded
here.
before moving up. Just kind of at a lull in the battle here in the U.S. and INS, not really sure what to do with each other. Looks like Squad 1 of the INS, though, are really close to the U.S. commander. That's Stormfront over here. And Jenkins' whole squad, if they just looked south and started clearing south, would run right into him and be able to take him out. Not sure where Jenkins and company are going to. I think they're trying to collapse in on the mosque, possibly. I'm not quite sure. While this has been going on, Mr. Hughes' squad of the U.S. have pushed up to the north end of this compound.
143.
If you have eyes, fire.
I think I do.
Yeah,
I have
you
eyes,
can't
but
shoot over the
I saw
fences
muzzle, I
as
saw
well
muzzle flash,
easily.
but I could.
Hellcat, just stick with me.
Hold
okay?
comms. I saw muzzle flash about 120. 140. Sorry.
Hold on,
Okay,
that might
back
be
to about
friendly.
10
That
I
might
want
be
to say like
friendly.
100 meters.
Squad 1, is your, make sure your guy's not firing at us. We just took fire from exactly where your guy is.
Copy.
Might be a full grenade splashed away from
5-2,
me.
we're about to cheat East Poppy.
No, that was there's an entire INS squad here between these two U.S. squads, and the U.S. are like, stop the friendly fire, careful with your fire, guys. And it's like, no, that's a bad guy shooting you. Oh, and here's Ops Jack, one of our staff members who likes to command quite a bit. Being bold, he's going to check this compound. He's going to try to peek it. He's trying to peek it. He thinks there's contacts in there.
If possible, to go to.
But he's going to peek that without a buddy. This is one of those times where it's like SOT training teaches us to use a buddy. So get a buddy with you, Jack, before you push in there.
Alright, let's move. Keep moving.
Bound if you think it's prevalent.
Shit.
120.
Oh, he loses a guy. Peace Walker goes down in that little exchange.
Copy that one.
I think that's the first casualty, actually. Little Bump does a very good job holding that corner, and Jack goes down to a grenade. That's a well-placed homing grenade from the INS again. So INS have 2 downs, 3 downs now, and the US have yet to take down any of them. Little Bump and Little Ribble there setting up a very good this kind of choke point here. The US have to cross this opening in order to push forward. Can't leave this contact in their back.
Start pulling back towards Mosque and re-engage from a different angle.
A couple of the US go down here in the south. Mr. Moneyman is the last one alive of them.
Just lost most of my fire team to the south.
Dart's calling it out.
Copy that. Probably large enemy presence there. Once you
And the
got,
INS Squad 1 is being very, very patient up there.
To the north. Come around to me. I want you
I think
guys
they're waiting
to
for the
continue
US
getting
to actually
back there.
commit to this attack.
Be advised, I'm rerouting us. We're moving on this island. We're going to crawl, and we're going to attack the compound from the north to avoid contact from the southeast.
Copy that. You probably have heavy contact to the southeast, so just be aware.
So it looks like the US are kind of consolidating here, but they are still pushing Squad 3. It looks like Axe Gaming Squad across the island.
Getting that MRAP,
Try to bypass Squad 4 here, who is all dug in very well. And the US still have yet to get anyone, but they've lost 5 players. That's a pretty heavy deficit early on in the game like this. Oh, and the INS Squad 1 is pushing south across the river. They're probably going to catch Squad 3 and 4 out there in the open. Well, this could be kind of scary for them. It's one of those times where the US commander, if he was hanging back a little bit more, would have seen this flank going on. Or he might see it right as it's happening. He might not be able to do much about it. Because that storm front over there, this whole squad of INS pushing less than 100 meters from him.
3 and 4.
Maybe 150 meters.
Contact all around you.
Yeah, there's storm front. This is Jenkins' squad here.
Keep moving, 4. We gotta keep moving.
Jenkins using his glass over here from the north side of the river. He's probably going to see Squad 3 and 4 of the US, so he's looking right at the right spot.
5, this is 1.
Just looks in this field, there's all these US guys hanging out there.
We got 1 spot too little for the MRAP. I've instructed my guys to take the safest route towards you.
Copy that.
While this has been going on, Squad 1 of the US Make it all the way around to the radio station. They finally made it all the way around.
No visuals.
Yeah, and Squad 2 over there has not seen
Make sure
anything.
that MRAP stays on your side of the river. How copy?
Again, it's just kind of a little bit of a waiting game here. But the U.S. force here on this island have made it pretty close to the compound of interest. And the U.S. forces know they need to attack in there.
5, there's one MREP's taking contact still from the compound to their southwest.
Sorry, just trying to find a good spot to categorize this action from. Oh, and the MRAP is shooting into this compound where the INS squad has been haranguing the U.S. Would have been able to hear that, but I suffer from the audio glitch where all the vehicle 50 cals don't make any noise. So sometimes you have to just see the traces and be like, oh look, there's something going on there. I do apologize for that. Still no major contact since though. US MRAP is falling back. Looks like Lawn Darts is having his squad pull around, and they're going to probably run right into all of Squad 1 of the INS. And contact breaks out at the FOB for the US.
In the, designated,
yeah, so the US have taken contact from this FOB down here.
I believe that's maybe their main compound right there. So be cautious.
And it appears that the US have figured out this is their main compound. This is where the enemies are going to be all set up.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch this roof. They're on top of the roof to the south. Here, yeah.
But the MRAP's about to run into all of Squad 1 of the INS. They have to see this. The MRAP driver has got to see all these INS guys here.
Squad 4, go ahead, line up with them while we gotta.
Oh, Gunner, look straight front. Look straight front. Oh no! Top done theory. Oh, the MRAP opens fire. Takes out. MRAP opens fire. Unfortunately, can't hear the roar of that gun because of the audio glitch. And Top Bun's able to start engaging. INS lose a couple of guys here. INS have lost, looks like 2, maybe 3. It was actually kind of a boon to the US. They didn't really know the squad was out here until the MRAP just ran full frontal into them. It's kind of unfortunate that they, looks like the US shot first there. The MRAP gunner saw it and started engaging them. That was a very good shooting there by the MRAP. But the gunner has gone down in this firefight.
To pull back with it to mosque.
And Stormfront is playing extremely cautious with that MRAP, trying to keep them safe.
Compound clear, now move northeast.
Alright, so main enemy force and bomb location is at H735. I want all squads to converge.
And Stormfront has declared that location at H73 is the bomb location. That is the U.S. objective, is to push in there. And he's relaying that to all of his squads that he wants everyone to push there.
My squad is
And it looks like there's only 4, maybe 5 of the INS remaining from this flanking squad. We've all been wrapped up here in the north.
Your squad and get them to push.
Down here in the south,
contact there, they have to ride through it.
The U.S. That flanking squad in the east for the U.S. finally made it to the compound and are about ready to attack. And it looks like squads 3 and 4 will charge across this river at the right time as soon as those contacts are made.
1, make sure no one sneaks in behind M4.
Copy. Someone watch your 6. Keep a good spread, dude.
6.
So Payne just taking his time to get in here. It's a very difficult compound to attack. It's got multiple rings of defensive areas.
Gabby.
Alright guys, go ahead, use your frags.
Someone just
Whatever you
hole in the
can to get there.
And the U.S. started engaging over here on the eastern side. So that HML is pushing up very aggressively.
It'll be easier to go around.
It looks like Miyamoto, Mr. Rambo from last round, is in charge of the defense over here on the eastern side. Oh, he underhands a grenade over the wall.
Going back with grenade.
Oh, it totally misses. That would have been an excellent grenade if it had been a little bit further to the east, or to the, yeah, on the eastern side. Oh, and all the grenades come out. A couple people go down in that exchange. And looks like people are throwing smokes in to help cover their advance and throwing more nades. And if you can throw it on in. Another INS goes down, and all of the U.S. from the north also surge in at the same time. Doesn't look like many of them survive, but they all push in with force, and then forces all of the INS to kind of cower in fear. And I only count 3, maybe 5. I don't count very many of them up and kicking over there. Looks like they're all playing it very safe.
Yep, same egg line, direct north.
We want to smoke the doorway?
Who's got GL? Who's got GL?
Oh, the GL on the US. It's an excellent shot there, taking out the 2 INS hiding in the corner. It's an excellent shooting there. It's a very hard asset to use effectively, but when it's used right, it can clear compounds. Oh, and an IED goes off. Oh, and that was a mine. MRAP hit a mine. That is very unfortunate. Have to always be watching those roads as you push forward. You can't just drive forward like a crazy person. Well, it looks like the bulk of the U.S. forces made it to the compound and are starting to clear it out. Miyamoto again up to his antics, just murdering everyone in sight. Oh, but he goes down to Vasquez.
Oh shit, I almost killed him. Damn, it's too dark.
Some good shooting there with the U.S. team.
Need a medic. Are you a medic?
Yeah, dog. Get away from the
I only count 2 INS left inside of the compound, and one of them is armed with only an SKS. That's a bit of a challenge. Who is this? This is Paradox.
Watch the corner. Watch the corner.
Paradox, one of the last 2 INS defenders inside this compound. The other one is looks like it's Hero there, who's the HVT. So if Hero goes down, the US can pull back. Paradox just has all these US guys stacking up outside his door.
I think I hear him on the other side of the wall, 1 o'clock.
That's me.
No, to my 1. To your right, Payne. Okay, good.
I'm gonna breach.
Hold up, wait for 2. Hold up. Wait for 2. Alright, go.
Hey, let's clear that way.
Mondart's breaching in when forced. He knows the time is of the essence here. It looks like the INS squads were out in the open are falling back as fast as they can to protect their target here.
Where's your squad lead, Vasquez?
I got the
Paradox is about to get 1. Oh, and he goes down. So Hero's the only one left remaining. This is rough for the INS. The INS radio is actually going down from proximity. There's just so many US soldiers here. It's going down on its own.
I think I'm moving outside. Yeah, movement outside.
Yeah, and the flanking squads were too far out at just the wrong moment. That totally ruined the plan for the INS. So the US are just pushing in here in force and clearing out. And it looks like, oh no, Merman. Oh, that's unfortunate. The HVT takes out Thurman. And the US don't seem to realize he's still alive in here. So they can't pull out until they actually have eyes on that radio. So Hero's playing this very cautiously.
This is a new squad 5 lead here. Any commands?
Oh, and Boogeyman. Oh, Boogeyman almost had him, but taken out by Hero. Oh, and he goes down. I don't know what shot him. Was that a grenade? That was a weird noise.
What the fuck was this? No way they were underneath here.
And Axe Gaming had no idea of this area. But I don't know what took him out. That was the weirdest noise. I've never heard that in the game before. But yeah, so Hero is down. We take a quick look at the kills. The US have 18 downs, and the INS have taken out 31 of the US. So US may have taken him out, but they kind of lost everyone in the process.
Paying the chew.
Yeah, so the INS flanking squad has come in and just totally surrounded the US. And Payne here has taken out one of the INS, two of the INS. He's down to his pistol, but it's taken out. That was a probably very dire situation. Just, oh god, I need a gun now. Just pull out the right item. Oh, that might have been the ammo crate exploding, maybe from the fob going down, or the like a GL hitting it, because I know different explosives will take it out. And actually, it looks like Jabrani 17 here. It looks like he's the last US out.
Pick a location to exfil to and defend.
So Jabrani, he's the last US alive, and he is allowed to exfil and run away. Oh, he has a buddy, Howler. I didn't realize Howler was alive outside of the walls. So him and Howler are the only two remaining.
Oh no.
Yeah, so the INS here managed to retake the compound, but and the US technically completed their objective, but they all went down. Durrani here is the second last one down, and Howler's the last one man up. And Howler's allowed to run away to the exfil location. It's been a very entertaining match. A lot of things going down there in a couple of minutes. And like I said before, this is one of the hardest compounds in the area to take out. And Storm played it very well of concentrating his force and just charging in there. Kind of caught Nate kind of off guard with all of his flanking squads out there. No, actually, yes. The INS have one more element out there. They've taken residence in this mosque. So this is the remnants of Squad 1 that got hit by the MRAP as they were trying to ambush the main U.S. force. It looks like the U.S. have chosen the mosque as their fallback point. So Howler needs to run back here, take out all the INS, and survive until exfil can come save him. He doesn't know there's a bunch of INS bad guys in the mosque waiting for him, though. I bet, looks like private number here. Not quite sure what his name is, because half of it is letters and symbols. Probably has the best eyes on him, and might see him first. Oh, yep, I think he saw him. Trying to line up that shot. Maybe Howler will get to live for another few minutes. This will probably be called technical victory, strategic loss, because the U.S. lost all of their force in the attack, but they did complete their required objectives. The INS here just sitting up, waiting. Looks like maybe James Range, get a good eye on him. Oh, INS take him out. Oh, that's unfortunate. Poor guy. Well, welcome for joining us. and that was a lot of fun to watch this operation. This is actually one of my favorite operations. Kind of wish I was boots on the ground for this one. So welcome for joining, or thank you for joining us. Come take a look at our website at squadops.gg. Come follow us on Twitch. We're also on YouTube. And come join in our events. Join our Discord. Take a part of our basic training. And you could be one of the guys on the ground playing this out. Hope everyone has a good evening. Signing out here.